You're 18 years old, you're standing right at the edge of your life. And right now, almost everyone in your ear, your parents, your high school counselors, your teachers and the algorithm on your phone is handing you a pre-packaged blueprint. They tell you to go get a degree in a field you barely care about, sign off on tens of thousands of dollars in high interest debt before you even understand how interest works. And a land safe, secure office job. They tell you to sell 40 hours of your prime weekly energy for the next 40 years. Trade your youth for a steady weekend and wait until your body is grey and tired to finally live freely. And whenever you look at that 9 to 5 conveyor belt and feel a sickening pit in your stomach, they tell you you're just being unrealistic. They say that's just how the real world operates, kid. So, what does the average 18-year-old do? He panics, surrenders to the social pressure, accepts the default setting, and steps right into the cage. Here is the harsh truth nobody breaks down for you on graduation day. A 9 to 5 job isn't just a job. It's a long-term leasing contract on your existence that trades your ultimate asset, your unrepeatable youth, for a hard-capped income ceiling. If you step blindly into that system without an exit plan, you will spend 40 years building someone else's legacy while burying your own. Today we need to dismantle the invisible financial traps waiting for you in your 20s and map out how to build true leverage before the door swings shut. Let's stare down how this trap actually closes around a guy piece by piece. It never happens overnight with a dramatic decision. It happens through slow, comfortable micro choices that quietly bleed away your leverage until you're completely pinned down. It starts with unconscious debt. You take out student loans for a generic degree, or you finance a brand new car the moment you get your first job, just to look established. The exact second you sign a contract that requires a mandatory monthly payment to a bank, your baseline freedom drops to zero. You no longer work out of ambition, you work out of panic. You have to stay employed just to keep the bank from seizing your life. Then comes the quiet killer, the gold-plated handcuff cycle. You earn your first real paycheck, and instead of taking that extra capital to buy back your time or invest in your own education, you instantly upgrade your lifestyle. You rent a nicer apartment, subscribe to 6 streaming services, eat out every single night and buy clothes to impress people on weekends. Within 6 months your mandatory living expenses rise to match your exact salary. Now you are mathematically locked in. You hate your alarm clock, you dread Monday morning, and your soul feels completely drained by 2 PM every afternoon. But you literally cannot afford to quit for even 30 days without facing total financial ruin. You have zero cash runway, zero margin for error, and zero leverage. You are selling your finite physical energy for a static hourly rate, meaning your earning capacity is bound by the hands of a clock. If you want to escape the 9 to 5 matrix, you have to rewrite how you view the economy entirely. Baseline law of wealth isn't about how hard you sweat. It's about value leverage. You are never paid for your raw effort. You are paid for the difficulty of replacing the value you produce, multiplied by how far that value can spread. A guy working 80 hours a week carrying heavy bricks is exerting massive physical effort, but his paycheck stays small, because carrying bricks is a low leverage skill that almost anyone can be trained to do in an afternoon. On the other side of the screen, someone who masters modern high-income skills like direct response copywriting, video production, software engineering, digital media distribution, or high-ticket sales can create millions of dollars in value from a laptop in a coffee shop. Why? Because digital work scales infinitely across the entire internet while they sleep. Now take a brutal, honest look at how you use your daily attention right now at 18. If you spend 4 hours a day playing video games, doom scrolling short form media and obsessing over pop culture, you are sitting on the losing side of the modern economy. You are an economic consumer. feeding your attention, your time and your money into tech platforms that enrich someone else. If you want financial autonomy, you must cross the boundary line and become a producer. You have to become the person who builds the media, writes the code, sells the product, or designs the system that the rest of the world consume. To build a life where a standard corporate job is a voluntary choice rather than a life sentence, you need to execute a strategic 4-year blueprint starting today. Maintain radical low overhead freedom. This is your hidden superpower at 18. While your peers take on a massive debt to act rich early, keep your living cost absurdly low. Live with roommates, drive a cheap paid-off car, and avoid monthly subscriptions like the plague. Low expenses buy you high risk tolerance. When your cost of living is tiny, you have the freedom to take bold risks that guys with big mortgages can never touch. 2. Obsess over one scalable skill. Forget quick money schemes, crypto gambles, or get rich quick shortcuts. Pick one brutal, highly valued market skill. Digital marketing, video editing, web development, copywriting, or specialized outreach. Spend 2 years in aggressive antisocial self-study. Put in hundreds of hours of deliberate practice until your output is so clean it cannot be ignored. And 3. Build a public evidence stack. In the modern economy, a piece of paper called a resume is practically useless. Proof is everything. Build a real portfolio. Work for free for high-level creators or local businesses if you have to, just to get your first 3 case studies. Launch small personal projects, document your failures and your wins publicly. Show the world what you can actually build before you ever ask for high monetary compensation. And last, buy autonomy, not cheap dopamine. The moment you make your first real money online or through freelancing, do not go spend it on designer clothes or flex purchases to show off on Instagram. Put that cash directly into high-yield saving reserves, capital equipment that speeds up your work, or simple index funds. It is the power to say no to bad deals, toxic bosses, and soul-crushing commitments. Opting out of the conventional 9 to 5 isn't about being lazy, avoiding work, or wanting an easy path. In fact, forging your own independence requires 10 times more internal discipline, relentless self-drive, and emotional resilience than taking orders from a boss ever will. In a traditional 9 to 5, the structure is handed to you. Someone else tells you when you wake up, when to lunch, what tasks to complete, and what your time is worth. It's a gold cage, but it's simple. When you step off that track to build real leverage, your internal standards take full command of your destiny. You become the sole architect of your time, your focus and your output. When you sit at your desk on a Friday night, grinding through the friction of mastering a difficult skill, while your friends are out getting wasted, you aren't missing out. You are quietly buying back your 30s, your 50s and your future family's freedom. You are manufacturing a life where your time belongs entirely to you. Brothers, do not let social pressure and immediate comfort slide you into a life you never explicitly chose. You are 18 years old right now. You possess the single rarest currency on the planet: uncommitted time and flexibility. Do not trade it away for cheap entertainment or step mindlessly onto a hamster wheel designed to drain your potential for 40 years. Pick a leverageable skill, keep your overhead near zero, stack undeniable real-world proof, and construct your own autonomy brick by brick. The default path is comfortable to walk onto, but miserable to live in long term. Build your own door before the system locks you in. Stop playing small and get to work. Thanks for watching, brothers. Focus up and I'll see you in the next one.